Hello and welcome to Andy and Katie's Allotment. I'm Andy and welcome to our YouTube channel. Very welcome to anybody who's new. We'd love you to keep following our channel and following the progress of our allotment. Just for those who haven't seen the channel before, we started in August 2023 down here in Lincolnshire, and obviously now we're into our second growing season, and so this video is a tour of the allotment and the plot in March. This is a lot of the seeds that I planted in February, beginning of March maybe, that are now big enough to go out into the plot. So they've gone through the sowing, the germination stage, and yeah, I'm starting to plant them out into the plot. The first ones I did was actually about 10 days ago. I'll show you them when we get out there, but some radish and some spinach, and they're coming on really well. So yeah, some of the ones that I've planted, I've done some transplanting today, planting out into the plot. They are probably as small as they could be, close to limit probably, in the fact that they are quite small, but I'm going to cover them with fleece, and yeah, I think they'll be fine, because seedlings are quite robust, or more robust than maybe what we think they are. So I'm going to put them out for two reasons. Well, the first reason is exactly that, to get them out as early as possible, but also at home where I'm raising my plants, I am sort of limited as to the amount of space that I've got. So it's a double reason really. So without further ado, let's go and have a walk around the allotment. So as we normally do, we'll start off with the compost. Slightly changed plan. You can see that I do change my mind and change my plans quite a lot, but I've turned the compost from the right into the bay on the left, just to get it all together really, because I don't think it's really it was a big enough heap in order to get going, and there was a lot of soil in there, a lot of one thing and another just from when I was clearing out the bed, so I've just put it all in one, and I think it'll be better. And then I'll start the heap on the right again when I get some materials. So if we spin round, so the bed on the right is the one where most of the activity has taken place. What I've done here is I've planted out, or I've sown the first outdoor sowing of the year. So to the left of the screen is parsnips, and that's a variety called Gladiator, and it's one that I've grown before, so I know are an easy one to grow. So I've got 2 rows there. Moving over next to those is 3 rows of carrots. Now these are a foil seed packet that I had, that I'd obviously used last year, opened last year. So I don't really know what the variety is, other than it says carrot KB. So I don't know what that could be. So if any of you have got any suggestions as to which variety that's going to be, then please let me know. What I'm going to do in the next bit is the holes that I've dug there, is I'm growing some celeriac. I've sown some celeriac at home. That's busy, well, I say busy, it's not doing anything at the moment, but it will be in the next week, 10 days, it'll start to germinate. And I've got 6 spaces there, and then another 4 there. So that's 10 celeriac, which I think, for me anyway, is more than enough. So This is the brassica bed which I've planted up today. So these are cabbage. I planted them very deep. I'll show you on this one. And you can see that they are really small, but they have got a good root. And so what I've done is I've watered them in. And this is a variety called Brunswick. And I think there's 18 in that section there. Moving on, this is Offenheim cabbage, different one, and again, that's how big they are at the moment, buried quite deep. The reason for that is I did allow them, not on purpose, but I did. They did get quite leggy, so I've buried them in deep so that they can get you know, they don't get battered by the wind or whatever, and they're not going to snap. So the next one is cauliflower, and this is all year round. These are really limit, I think. I'm not even sure that these will survive, but I have got another sowing at home, because obviously cauliflowers, once they all come, you've only got a week or so to harvest them, otherwise they go over. So I have got a subsequent sowing at home. So if these for whatever reason don't survive, then obviously I've got the other ones to replace them. And then finally is Marathon Calabrese. So Calabrese broccoli. These are a bit further on, so I'm quite happy with these. Just planted all of those. So, and the final sowings that I've done today, on the brassicas side, although these aren't brassicas, obviously they're onions, but on the brassica bed is what I'm trying to say, is some multi-sown onions. So I've got two lots. So the ones on the right hand side are Ailsa Craig. So these are a smaller onion, although they can grow quite big, I think, I'm told. But I'm not looking for massive ones, I'm looking for multi-sown clumps, so you can see. And then over to this side is Bedfordshire Champion, which are, as probably the name suggests, a bigger competition type onion. But so these are more or less all in ones and twos, so it shouldn't be too big for those. They shouldn't get too taffled up with each other. Okay, let's move over. So I said that I'd done some sowings about 10 days ago, sorry, some transplanting 10 days ago, and this is the first, and this is spinach. So these again are multi-sown. Been in there now, as I said, about 10 days. Doing quite well. Fleeced them over, but I've just obviously moved the fleece so that you can see them. And the second sowings that I've done are turnips, multi-sown turnips. These are purple top Milan. So these are coming on, as you can see, quite nicely. And then that way, and slightly under the fleece, are some French breakfast radish, multi-sown. So that's the first three things that I've put out there, and are doing quite well, I think. We've had a mixture of weather, which I'm glad I put the fleece on, because we have had some frost. In fact, I would say the majority of nights over the last couple of weeks have been at least down to 0, if not slightly below. I've already covered these ones up, but basically what's under there is lettuce. So I've got Tom Thumb and another one of the small ones. The name will come to me in a minute, but another one of the little small ones that I'm going to let heart up. So I'm not going to take the leaves off these ones. I've got some more ones at home that I'm growing from seed that I've sown that are in the greenhouse waiting to come up here. That will be more of a leaf lettuce. You might be able to see now that the rain started to come. Got some peas going at home, 2 lots, one for each wigwam. I've got some. I'm not bothering with podding peas this year. I'm going to give that a rest and just go with the two sorts. One, the Munch 2, the flat pea that you can obviously eat the whole thing, and sugar snap peas that obviously again you can eat the whole thing. You just eat them when they're quite young. Little Gem is the name of the lettuce, just going back to my little memory blip. So that's the things I've been doing. I just want to show you this lovely tree that I've got that is really covered in blossom. It's a really early one. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to show you, but I've got a massive bumblebee that's really taking advantage of the... Yeah, so there you can see the bumblebee really busy collecting the nectar from the this early flowering tree. So I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's certainly some welcome nectar for the bumblebee. Anyway, back to the tour. Got some spring flowering bulbs. Daffodils haven't really done anything this year, but I can see that there's quite a lot of tulips that are coming up, and they'll look quite nice in a few weeks' time. So, moving down, strawberries are starting to sprout now, so they're coming on quite nicely. So this hopefully will give some nice strawberries in the summer. I've also got some that I've grown from seed, so I'm going to give them a try and see if I can maybe put those in. Not much has changed here on the garlic. With the garlic, that's just starting to really take off now in the bit warmer weather. That's coming on quite nicely. I'm a bit disappointed with the onions, but still going to get some from there, and hopefully the ones that I've done from seed as well will make up for the lack of productivity in this bed. So I've done it for 2 years now with sets, but I'm going to see how the how the ones from seed fare in relation to that, and I might not do onions from sets next year. Here's the red onions, slightly better productivity from this bed, but still I think it's still taking up quite a lot of room for the amount of food that I'm going to get. So this area coming all round is going to be potatoes. Now, those of you who saw last month's tour would have heard me say that I wasn't going to do main crop, but going to the garden centre sometimes can be fatal. So I wanted to do some. I'm going to do some main crop as well as first and second earlies, but they're for later in the month. So I will do a video on me planting the potatoes out. So keep an eye out for that one. This piece of fleece is covering I've sown some wildflower seeds under there, because as I've said to you again, those of you who watched last month, I've got a issue with the carpet, and under there it's just basically old carpet that is not doing anything because it's plastic, it's nylon or whatever, and it's not going to rot. Well, certainly not anytime soon. So you know, there's very little soil that it can get to underneath. So that soil that you can see, the compost on the top there, is what I put on there to make a no-dig bed that really didn't do anything. So I've put some native wildflowers in there, and put the fleece over just to stop the birds from nibbling and feeding on the seeds. So just really quickly to finish, just in passing, you can see that the gooseberry bushes and I think these are the red currant bushes, just starting to sprout now. See the leaves just starting to pop through. So then coming into this part now, again, those of you that watched last month saw that I'd cleared this area, and I put some cardboard down here just to make a bit of a path, really, I suppose, and then I've started to give this a good rake over, to try and get the soil a little bit broken up, because what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to do, well, originally I was just going to do squash and pumpkins, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and utilise this space, because it is a reasonable sized space, and put some sweet corn in as well, because I think the two are quite good companion plants. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got some sweet corn that I'm going to plant, not yet obviously, but sort of end of April, maybe beginning of May, so that it's ready for when I can plant the two lots of plants out in here, and that's it. So looking down the allotment, you can just see the black plastic, which is next year's project when everything's died down from under there, and you can see from there the brambles which I'm leaving. So that's this month's tour. As I said, if you are new to the channel, we'd love you to subscribe, Andy and Kate's Allotment, and yeah, hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I upload any new videos, because I don't just do the tours, I do quite a lot of content as well, then please press the notifications, thumbs up, and you'll receive a notification every time I upload a video. But from me this month, it's goodbye and happy gardening.